And welcome everybody to the last greatest Thunderdome in racing. Bristol Motor Speedway here at night. We are here with the Magic Monza's ARCA series, brought to you by Flexible Freight Solutions. This is the Birthday Bash 100. As it's been called all week long, Original Rebels Racing League celebrating their first birthday this year, and happy to be a part of it. We kicked it off on Monday with the Street Stock Series, and here we are on a late Friday night with the ARCA series, and looking forward to some really great racing tonight, Jamie.
Absolutely. Friday night at Bristol, you can't beat it. We've got a big field here tonight in this Magic Manzo ARCA series, and get ready to watch these guys get after it. Right now, it looks like we got Todd Schott with about a minute left in qualifying, is currently sitting in that top spot. Different name up there. We don't normally see him qualifying that well, so good lap for him, and hopefully he'll hold on to it.
Yeah, the only sub 15-second lap we have really seen all night long. So definitely strong here tonight. A lot of grip in this track. Temperature outside 65 degrees, and right now the track temperature is only 65 degrees. So should be a lot of grip out there to be seen tonight. And Bristol really is kind of turned into a high line only track. So it's going to be interesting to see how these ARCA cars are able to navigate that a little bit and how these guys really are going to be able to make some passes tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Bristol's definitely become a tough place to pass. I remember back in the day, you wanted to ride around that bottom, uh, and then you always wanted to work your way underneath somebody. But now that high line is definitely the fast way around. Can't beat that run off the top. So it's definitely you're gonna have to pick your spots. You're gonna have to set guys up, get runs on them, and make those passes down these short straightaways before you get into the corners.
Yeah. And it is hard. It's going to be hard for these ARCA cars all night long to be able to set that pass up and make those runs. And we're going to see some guys that are, I think we're going to see plenty of the slide job tonight and all that. But qualifying has wrapped up, and so let's go through tonight's starting grid. As we got a big field here tonight, but Todd Schott and that number 426 definitely wins the pole here this evening from Dirt Affliction with a lap time of 14.955. Again, the only one under 15 seconds here tonight. Starting in second place is going to be Christian Dedman and that number 25 from Reaper Racing. Starting third is Jesse Necula and that number 84 from Oval Addicts. Starting at his outside is going to be Charles Stevens Jr. and that 88 from Big Fish Motorsports. Starting fifth, our brother, Ryan Pendleton, and that number one entry from Pendleton Racing. Starting to his outside is going to be Alan Wernicke and that number 72. Starting in seventh is Aaron Adcock and that number 23 from Dark Horse Motorsports. Starting in eighth is going to be our favorite Marine, Chuck Phelps, in that number 75 from JBR Motorsports. Starting at ninth in that 01 entry is going to be Mickey Isaac. To his outside is Butch Taylor in the number 33. Starting in 11th is going to be Michael Morrison in the number 21. And starting in 12th, our favorite driver, the driver of the number 27 Goat Locker entry from Salty Dog Motorsports, is going to be Jacob Ellingson. Starting in, we're going to go 13th. This thing is jumping on me, Jamie. Starting in 13th is going to be Josh Thompson. And starting at his outside in 14th is going to be Andrew Kurtz in that number 4 entry, or number 8 entry.
Starting 15th, we got the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Brandon, you need to get out of our chat and start paying attention to this race here, my man. Starting 16th, and number 71 of Eric Burkhalter. Starting 17th, number 43, Kai Shepard. Starting 18th, number 9, Mike Vaith. Starting 19th, number 6, Tyler Rice. Starting 20th, number 48, Jason Lotridge. Starting 21st, number 44, Phil Hitman Manzo. Starting 22nd, number 19, it's the birthday boy, Matt Clayman. Starting 23rd, the number 69 of Spencer Gay. Starting 24th, and a 113 of Danny Chandler. I don't know who's all doing race control, so I'm just going to assume they're starting this race. Starting 29th, number 13th of Garrett Kinder. Typically slow like Garrett is. Well, now we got, actually, probably starting 25th, starting 26th, number 17 of Josh Oswalt. Starting 27th, number 55 of Charlie Gates. Starting 28th, number 10, Davy Jones. And rounding out the field in the 29th spot is the 111 of Gene Watkinson.
So we got a couple different entries here this evening, and it is always kind of interesting when we start some of these races to see who's actually racing, who's running race control. But we know for sure that Todd Schott's got the pole here this evening, and he's going to be starting up front in that 426. Good to see him have a great start, and good to see Charles Stevens Jr. up there in that 88 also having a great start. But the pace car is off, and we are getting ready to get underway as the green flag has come out. And we are underway here tonight, the Birthday Bash 100 from Bristol Motor Speedway. Todd Schott gets out to a great start there in the number 29 car. Christian Dedman clears the 84 of Jesse Necula. And now Charles Stevens Jr. on the outside. Oh my goodness, it looks like Todd Schott gets very loose right there.
He had help.
And a lot of cars get collected up here in the mayhem. We'll have to go back and take a look at that there, as we've got all kinds of cars that are crashing right now. Looks like Jacob Ellickson has crashed, Ryan Pendleton has crashed. So we'll have to go back and take a look at a couple different cars here and see what happened. We'll take a look at the number 1 entry of Ryan Pendleton, who gets very loose coming off the corner. Cars are wrecking in front of him, and he just gets collected up in the mayhem there. We'll take a look at it from Jacob Ellickson's point of view, as we see that number 27 Goat Locker entry, as he's slowing it down, trying to avoid what is going on in front of him. And the number 1 car just comes down the track and collects him up there a little bit. So doesn't look like too much damage to that Goat Locker Racing number 27. So hopefully he'll be able to get that thing back out on the track here. But a tough start to the race here so far.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like not showing a whole lot of patience here in the early going. I understand Todd Schott got loose, kind of backed some people up, but then, you know, we had some hard chargers. Make sure they came flying up in there, stuck their nose into it.
That's always...
Made the problem worse than it needed to be, for sure, so... Got a lot of damaged race cars here 1 lap into this.
Yeah, as we take a look here and get everything sorted out. We'll head back up front. So now it looks like Christian Dedman is, and that number 29 entry is going to have control over this race. Charles Stevens Jr., who was kind of wrapped up in a little bit there, has a little bit of damage to the front end of that car. Doesn't look too awfully bad until we swing around and see the left front there a little bit.
Well, hey,
hood's pushed up and everything.
Yeah, the damage on Charles Stevens' car matches up with the damage on the back of Todd Schott's car.
So as everything is still sorting itself out.
Sounds like we got some issues with the pace car.
It looked like the leaders were coming around, and then the pace car came out. Not surprising to see some of the leaders right now having to park it here and let the pace car come around to get everything caught up here. Because now I'm showing that Todd Schott is back in the lead of this race as the pace car goes by. Definitely has some left rear damage to that car. Spoiler looks pretty much intact though, so hopefully that won't cause too many issues there, but he's definitely got a knock in the back of that car. As the lights are out on the pace car, so as everybody was scrambling to get the lineup correct, I think they have it correct. We have 6 laps complete of our 150 here this evening.
Line back up, 2x2 here.
Green flag is out. Todd Schott is got a pretty good restart here and is out to the point one more time.
It's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, the spoiler looks like it's okay, so you shouldn't have too many problems here with that rear end damage making him be loose. It is a little crooked, so we'll see. He was already loose on that first lap. See if that issue is magnified here with that rear end damage.
gets a much better start here as the number 29 now of Christian Deadman is moved around the 84 entry of Jesse Nekula, and they continue to battle side by side back here. For second place is now Charles Stevens Jr. has moved up to the outside, and we are back under caution again. As it looks like we'll see who got involved in this one here. As Jacob Ellingson looks like he has crashed. There's so many cars here on the track; it's hard to keep up with where the crashes are coming from. But we'll take a look at it from Jacob Ellingson's point of view. As they come off the corner, the 33 gets a little loose, hooks the 27, sends him up into the wall, and other cars pile in right behind. So tough break there. Is I know Jake is not having the starts this evening that he wanted for sure.
No, it don't sound like he's too happy at home.
Oh no?
We're getting some reports of yelling coming from from the vicinity of Jake Ellingson.
Well, I can't say that I blame him. I mean, he's out there minding his own business right now, and he's taking a thumping here in the first 10 laps.
Yeah, I believe they heard you tonight in the Xfinity race all the way up in Wisconsin.
No, I'm pretty sure they did, Jamie. I was a little hot there on that one restart, and the few laps that ensued afterwards. It's not often I get kind of fired up like that, but got a little fiery.
Well, I tell you, after we just did 100 laps at Darlington with had to be about the worst handling car I can remember having. I'm glad that we're not driving right now. I'm glad we just get to sit here and watch this because I've kind of had my fill for tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm really glad that I'm not driving here at Bristol Motor Speedway because I really get tired of seeing your rear bumper and you just pulling away from me every time we race at Bristol. So for a couple different reasons.
Well, we got Bristol Sunday night. Hopefully we can survive that in the Rebels Truck Series.
Oh, you had to remind me.
Yeah.
It's one of the tracks that, I mean, I love Bristol Motor Speedway. I think it is a fun track. I think it is really, it provides for some outstanding racing. I do think to a point they definitely kind of messed up the racing line and the track a little bit by making it high line dominant because, man, the days of watching Rusty Wallace, Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, you know, all of them do it, and Dale Jarrett doing the bump and runs down on the bottom. Man, those were the days of Bristol.
Right. Absolutely.
The Bristol Motor Speedway was the first live race I ever went to, and Jeff Gordon won that race.
Yeah. But hey, Ernie Irvin got to lead some laps there that day. Yep. I was happy.
As the lights are out on the pace car, we're going to line this up and try this again one more time. Hopefully these guys get this sorted out because we do have 150 laps here tonight at Bristol. It is the birthday bash week too, so I mean, got to celebrate with a little bit of fireworks here, but let's get this thing green, guys.
Yeah, we've only completed 14 laps so far, so.
And green flag is back out. And it looks like Todd Schott gets another great start there as the 29 car is moved to the outside and is coming under fire from Jesse Nekula, and they are 2 by 2 back through the field.
Yeah, I'm noticing Todd Schott is really not running that high line. He's kind of using the middle of the track. He's nowhere near up against the wall like he typically.
And we are back under caution as Eric Burkhalter has crashed, and we'll go back and take a look at what happened there. There are so many things that are happening, it is hard to catch the crashes as they happen here. So we'll take a look here at Eric Burkhalter and see what happened. As we're looking back through the field here, we'll see him send it down into turn. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what happened there. As the 99 car just all of a sudden, I mean, violently snaps loose in the corner. We'll try to slow it down here a little bit. We'll look at the 99 car of Brandon Wallace, and he just gets very, very loose going into the corner, and we'll see him. I think he overcorrects, and it snaps up to the right, and it ends up collecting up the 71 car, and looks like most other people are able to avoid it here, but Pegleg looks like he gets involved here a little bit towards the end, but a little bit of overcorrection there, and we are back under caution. Oh, it's going to be a long night, Jamie.
I was afraid of this. I was afraid of this. You know, it's a big field.
It is.
And you know, you put this many cars on Bristol, and it really makes it tough.
Especially, you know, with these ARCA cars, and again, I mean, we say it week in and week out. These are drivers' cars. They're not easy to handle. You've really got to understand what they're doing at all points in times. You've got to have a lot of throttle control with these. You don't really drive these ARCA cars with the steering wheel too much, or they're going to snap loose on you or push really hard. You've really got to drive them with that brake pedal and that throttle pedal. And I think that's where some of these guys get a little bit of trouble, is they're still trying to drive them with the steering wheel a little bit too much, and realize that these ARCA cars, you got to drive them with the pedals.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember not too long ago, I think it was at Lanier, I was bored. ARCA was running at Lanier. I hopped in there, and I won a race at Lanier in the ARCA series, an official race. And I don't think I ever went beyond half throttle that whole race.
Yeah.
It's all about throttle control with these cars. And, you know, and if you master that, you'll do really well with these cars.
All right, as we're going to line it up 2x2 one more time. Definitely not going to be the last time. We have completed 20 laps here tonight. I think we're on lap 21 right now. Most of them have been under caution here. We've got a couple cars that are picking their way up through. Josh Oswald is up 12 spots right now. So he's definitely been one of the biggest mover, but our top 4 cars are still our top 4 cars. So hopefully we can get a little bit of green flag run in here and see how some of these cars end up moving up through the field or falling back. As the pace car is off, Todd Schott gets a great start here, and we are back under green.
Todd Schott's been holding it down to the green flag every time. I've been wondering why he was doing that, because you do get quite a bit of time there from where the pace car pulls off and before that green flag comes out. Been curious why he hasn't used that to his advantage until now.
Yeah, as we're seeing that high line really be the advantage right now, as Jesse Necula is struggling. He has fallen back to 5th place right now. Charles Stevens Jr. had that outside line, but now Aaron Adcock has moved to his outside. And Charles Stevens Jr. is going to get past for 3rd right now. And now Jesse Necula is to his outside. So Charles Stevens Jr. needs to get that car moved up, because he was making his way towards the front and got caught down there on that low line.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see Todd Schott move up a little bit higher now than where he was running before. I think he sees what Coach is doing there in that 29 car behind him, and he's brought that 426 up a lane, getting closer to that wall.
Ooh, and Eric Adcock dives that car. And pinches him up into the wall.
29 into the fence. Wow.
We are still under green here. As Aaron Adcock, we'll say, forces his way into 2nd place right now and sets his eyes on Todd Schott. Oh, and Todd Schott gets hung up by the 111.
Yeah.
Oh, and Aaron Adcock gets clipped by. Oh, and we got mayhem up front right now. But Todd Schott is
Yeah.
back out to the point. Jesse Nekula has moved
That,
into second place now.
well, that was entertaining. Uh, Glad they got through that, but you know the 111 car was way off the pace. That's not going to work well here tonight. You know, you maybe get away with that on the mile-and-a-half tracks, but there's just not enough room here. If you're not going to be up to speed, you're probably going to need to clear the track because these guys are coming pretty fast.
The 111 car has now pulled his car off and down onto pit road. And now Jesse Nekula is really putting the heat on. And now we see the 72 of Alan Wernecki now up into this lead battle here. So we're going to see how this plays out as he gets a great run to the outside right now. And caution is back out again. Man, just when it was getting fun, Jamie.
Yeah. Well, at least we got a stretch of green flag laps here, so that was nice, and it was good competitive racing. So, seen some movers and some losers. I guess I shouldn't say losers. Nobody out here is a loser, but
Well, I mean, some people are, Jamie.
well,
I mean let's be real.
Kinder, but I mean he's not in the race. So, you know, we've had some people drop back.
Where's that loser Brandon Wallace? Now that dude's a loser.
Yeah. He's a loser like you read about. Where's he at? Oh, he's 4 laps down, running 27.
If you brought your feelings to tonight's ARCA broadcast, I would like.
Todd Schott pulling that 426 down on pit road. Did not get any takers.
No, not a single one. Interesting move by our leader there.
Another thing he did was he came down the wrong pit road. He turned off a turn 2. Need to turn down on turn 3. So.
Well, it looks to me, Jamie, they only have the one pit road set up here tonight.
Really? Well, I guess I'd have been wrong then.
As he was coming around, because I thought the same thing as you, I saw the blue line through 3 and 4 there. So I think they only have the one pit road set up here tonight.
Ooh, that's rough.
Does make it a little interesting for sure.
Yeah, especially if you make green flag stops. I'm not sure. I mean, not that happens a lot at Bristol, but my goodness, you have to pit under green here. You're going to be probably 5 laps down.
Yeah, Jamie, I would bet you $1,000 we are not going to have green flag stops tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's just not happening. But we will head back up front here, and as timing and scoring continues to kind of sort itself out, this should turn the race lead over to Jesse Nekula.
And that's going to put Todd Schott back at 22nd position. My goodness, he's going to have a mess that he's got to drive through to get back to the front.
I'd have to think that the fuel strategy and all that he can make it from here. That he decided to go ahead and pit early, knowing that he can make it to the end from where he was at this point in time. That is the only thing that makes sense to me right now.
Well, he might be able to make it from here, but is he going to survive the mayhem between here and there?
A very valid question.
I mean, I get it. You can go the rest of the way, but you were, I mean, not that it was completely safe up at the front, because we saw on lap 1 that he got plowed into as the leader of the race, but you know, your chances are much better being out front than they are stuck back in traffic.
Yep. As the pace car hangs that hard left, this is going to turn this over to Jesse Nekula there on the outside. Gets a great start there. Alan Wernecki moves into second place, and the battle is going to be on for third place between Mickey Isaac and Charles Stevens Jr.
Yeah, we see Mickey Isaac making his way up towards the front as usual.
Oh my goodness! You can just kind of tell that the car on the inside really has got a. It just cannot. And we are back under caution one more time before I could even finish my thought there. We'll see what brought this one out. As it looks like Michael Morris. Oh, yep. All right. Stop doing that. Sometimes I feel if I talk to the software, it'll be more cooperative. As we take a look here, is the Michael Morrison. Oh my goodness, he just not really sure. And we'll go back and take a look at this again. Not
Ooh,
sure what he was doing as he was down on the apron here.
that's not going to work.
As he comes up back onto the racing surface, continues to push up the track and just doors the 17, puts Josh the Jet Oswald up into the wall, sideways down the track here. And the 19 ends up getting into the back of him. The 6 gets into him. So causes a lot, and the 19 car has a lot of damage from this.
Wow. But, I mean, if we're being honest, is there any of us out here that hasn't wanted to put Josh the Jet in the wall? I mean,
Hey, I'll put my hand in the air. I will definitely put my hand in the air. I still owe him one. As he goes back and listens to this broadcast, he's like, he does? Oh, yes. From the Tour Modified Series, that IRP, oh, Jet, I still owe you one. As we continue to look up front here, Jesse Nekula has control of this race.
just pointed out in chat that putting the Jet in the wall is bonus points.
Alan Warnecki in that 72 has got that all-star look to his car. He's got the numbers pushed back.
Yeah, it's actually old IROC.
Ah, okay.
Yep. They used to put the name there on the side. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it was Crown Royal was the sponsor of the IROC series, but yeah, that's what it's actually a throwback to that. But yeah, I mean that's at first I thought same thing last week when we saw it, All Star with the number being slid back, but then I remembered about that name there being on the up front. So it's cool. I like it. It's a nice looking scheme.
It is. Really wouldn't call those Crown Royal colors, but I dig it.
Yeah. Crown Royal Peach.
Oh, my apologies. I do have Jeff Gordon's IROC car. I've got a lot of Jeff Gordon cars. But,
what's that worth? About 50 cents?
All right. See, I knew some.
Hey, do you still got that one, that fantasy one?
Which one?
That one I got for you that when I was doing the diecast thing, and I sold it to you for the cost. I mean, it cost me $200-something. The things were selling for like $1,000 on eBay.
Oh, you're talking the 2000 fantasy car?
Yeah, that ugly ass car.
It was ugly.
And people were paying a ton of. I had people calling me on the phone. What we already got?
Yeah, Alan Warnecki gets into the side of Charles Stevens Jr. Charles Stevens Jr. is able to keep it straight here. We'll get back to that here on our next caution because we know what's coming. But Jesse Nekula is out to a great start here as Alan Warnecki is trying to chase him down. Mickey Isaac has now moved himself up to the third spot, up 6 spots from where he started. We'll take a look back at Jason Lockbridge in that number 48 car. He's up 15 spots now from where he has started. So we've definitely got some movers coming up through the field right now. And before I can even get to it, probably shouldn't say it like that. Caution is back out one more time, and we'll take a look at what brought this one out. This looks like Danny Chandler has crashed, and not really seeing where that happened here. So, lot of beating and banging here tonight, but we'll have to continue to see how it goes. And Todd Schott has made his way up into, right now, it looks like 17th position. So he's been able to keep it clean. Just got to slowly but surely make his way up through there. So, but as for which fantasy car that was, Jamie,
I think it would have been probably 2000.
Then yeah,
it was like a black and gray or something like, if I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was a 2000 fantasy car, and it was quite ugly.
Yeah.
But they made such a limited number of them that they became very popular and obviously highly collectible. It looks like a lot of our leaders are, well, they all moved down like they're going to come down pit road, but they're moving out of the way for a free pass car.
Yeah.
But yes, I still have that one. As a matter of fact, I stopped collecting the 124th diecast probably in 2003 is probably the newest one that I have.
That's probably about when I might have some newer ones than that. Definitely. When did the Car of Tomorrow come out?
Oh wow, you would ask that question. I have none of those.
Right. So I know I stopped when that car came out.
But I think at last count I have 45. I think 45 1/24th scale Jeff Gordon cars, all of them being different.
Yeah.
My favorite one by far and away is the 2001 Las Vegas race to win version. I mean, it's just a very cool looking car.
Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy doing it. I enjoyed doing the collecting and, I tried my hand at it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just hard. It was really hard when you're being, when you're small and trying to compete with, the larger shops and stuff. For example, like that, when I got that car for you, I think I got 2 or 3 of them. But the problem was, I mean, the thing cost me $250. That was my cost. So I made money off the other 2 that I sold. I didn't make, obviously, I gave you that one for what I paid for it. But to get it, not only did I have to pay $250 for it, but I had to buy like 10 other cars from this place, to even be able to get that one. So, and it was, stuff I probably really got stuck with. I'm probably still sitting up in a box in the attic. Had big hopes for a Jeremy Mayfield World Series car, but then, he decided to smoke meth, so.
He did.
That car's pretty much worthless.
All right, the pace car is off. That's a weird note to leave this on, and we're back underway as Jesse Necula gets another great start. Charles Stevens also gets a great start. Moves to the outside of the 72, but 72 is able to clear him coming out the corner.
Which is, we don't typically see that. Alan Warnicki was really able to dive down in and drive off and pass Charles Stevens. Usually that high side gets that run and has the advantage, and we didn't see it in that case.
No, Mickey Isaac has now also cleared himself. So the top 4 cars have kind of broken away here just a little bit. There's a lot of racing still happening back throughout the field. Let's check in on our number 27 car, Jake Ellingson, who's now moved up into the 10th position. So from an incredibly rough start up into the top 10 right now, having himself a solid night. And still, our biggest mover of the race right now is the number 48 of Jason Lottridge. He has moved himself up into 6th position after starting way back in 20th. So he's been able to get through some of this mayhem and work his way up in here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 5 here after too long.
Yeah, he's definitely done a good job of avoiding all the messes, keeping that car clean and working his way up.
And now we're seeing Andrew Kurtz right now being able to make some moves down on the bottom as he's moved past Charles Stevens Jr. and up into 4th position.
Yeah, we've seen Andrew be fast in pretty much everything he gets in. He's really good in the street stocks. Once again, we see the leaders getting around the lap car of the 111 of Gene Watkinson.
Yeah.
And Cost is out again.
If anybody doesn't pick up on it out there in the broadcasting world, if you can't tell, we get super excited when the cautions come out. We're just race fans. We love watching some great racing, and that's all we want to see. It's just some great racing out here every night, same as everybody else wants to see. And as we look at the laps here, we still have. I'm trying not going to get too depressed here, but we've got 90 laps left to go here in the Birthday Bash 100. It has been a slow-moving Bristol race, which it's kind of weird to say. Usually at Bristol, you're like, wow, and the race is almost over. But not so much here tonight in the ARCA series.
No. I'll tell you what, while we're under this caution, because there's no way we're going to be able to get it in under green flag conditions tonight, I don't think. So we'll go ahead and get Mama Ellingson's short track showcase.
There we go.
Underway. So the tire situation has reared its ugly head once again. I mean, it's never really gotten resolved, but the results of the tire shortage has now created new issues. So last weekend at Five Flag Speedway, I believe it was the second of the Blizzard races that set the qualifying spots for the Snowball Derby. They had a rash of tire failures, right fronts going down. It seemed to be random. Wasn't like, it was just set laps, number of laps or whatever. It was just across the board, major issues. And what they're speculating is happening is in the rush to meet the demand of the tire shortages, Hoosier is getting the tires out so quickly that they're not having time to cure. And that is not boding well for a track like Five Flags. It is now the most abrasive track on the short track circuit since Myrtle Beach has closed down. So we'll continue to monitor the issue with these tires. We saw earlier in the season that races were having to be canceled because they couldn't get tires to the track. We had tracks that were hoarding tires and things like that. So that's kind of led to an issue now where really putting a hamper on some big time short track races. And that's unfortunate. So I'm kind of curious what this will eventually mean for the Snowball Derby if this continues to happen.
Wow.
We will have to keep an eye on that. And in other short track news, Pagan Ellingson is expected to race tomorrow night.
Awesome.
And pull that up again. Jake told me, and I forgot the name. Oh, Jefferson. She's supposed to be at Jefferson Speedway tomorrow night. And then Sunday, now I believe, if I remember right, speaking with Mama Ellingson earlier in the week, they had a death in the family. So she may not make that race tomorrow night. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but she's definitely going to be racing Sunday at Slinger Speedway there in Wisconsin. So we're trying to work something out to get that race possibly live streamed on the Goat Locker Racing Facebook page.
Awesome.
Then Goat Locker Racing is now going to be on board that car as a sponsor. So hopefully we can get that worked out and we'll be able to bring that race and everybody can watch Pagan do what it do. You like how I worked that in there?
I'm not really sure my entire feelings on it yet, so I'm gonna let it wear on me a little bit here before I pass too much judgment here. But we're back under green here again here at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Birthday Bash 100, brought to you by Flexible Freight Solutions. I can't do it, Jamie. I swear I try to sound it out, I try to slow it down, and I just sound like somebody off of Sesame Street trying to pronounce it. But we're back underway. Jesse Nekula has had control of this race here for a little while now. Alan Warnecki in the number 72 has been putting on the charge. We now see the number 8 car of Andrew Kurtz that has moved himself up into third position. And Mr. Consistency, Mickey Isaac in that 01 and fourth, and rounding out our top 5 right now is going to be Charles Stevens Jr.
And I am getting confirmation from Mama Ellingson that Pagan will in fact be racing at Jefferson Speedway tomorrow.
That's outstanding. As we take a look back at Jake Ellingson right now, who just got up into the wall, so maybe might not want to focus on anything too much there. But Todd Schott now has moved himself up into the top 10, so he is slowly but surely working his way back up there, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm sure he's had some white knuckle moments doing that, but you know, good for him. I mean, he's been fast, so definitely want to see him get back up to the front and compete for this win.
As we take a look at a couple other cars, Ryan Pendleton has now moved himself up into 8th position. As a couple cars get together right in front of him, the number 3 and number 88 get together. They keep the cars straight. We stay under green, but that is really going to push Charles Stevens Jr. further back into the pack right now. As the 3 is back into the wall again. Oh, gosh, darn, we are 3 wide coming out of 2.
Wow. Well, I was just getting ready to say you could put a blanket over this top 4. They are bumper to bumper. 0.6 of a second separate Jesse Necula from Mickey Isaac running in that 4th spot. So there's some good racing going on up front.
As we see the 111 cars, the leaders go by, pacing around down there on the apron. Mickey Isaac sticks the nose underneath of Andrew Kurtz here and tries to make the move here for third spot. Sends it down into turn 1, is able to actually make the move, and we are under caution again.
Yeah, saw a car down on the inside wall in front of Jesse Necula as he came off of, I believe that was turn 2.
Looks like Charlie Gates has crashed. We'll go back and take a look at that. And that number 55 car is number 99 of Brandon Wallace. Sends it in there, gets it into the rear of the car, and puts him down to the inside wall. It seems like Brandon Wallace cannot stop wrecking people tonight. Ooh, got him. He knew it was coming, Jamie. I mean, he said it post-race after Xfinity. He knew it was coming. He knew I was going to wear him out. But it makes it a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of great drivers out in all these series. For those guys that come out and race with us in the Goat Locker series on Thursday nights, to those that race in the Goat Locker sponsored Xfinity series on Friday nights, to the Rebels trucks on Sundays, and everything in between. This ARCA series and Street Stock series and super late models and tour modifieds. It is a great group of drivers that come out here week in and week out. Now we see our leaders coming down pit road.
Yeah, just getting ready to say that. Be interesting to see what is Todd Schott going to come down with him. I mean, I know he doesn't need fuel at this point, but I'm almost going to think he's going to need tires if he's going to want to keep up with these guys.
Yeah, as we see a lot of our leaders now on pit road. We'll keep an eye on them as they. You know, we've definitely had some guys that have stayed out too, though.
Yeah, the Jacob Ellingson is keeping that 27 car out. He's going to take over the lead of this race.
As it looks like our top 5 drivers come out in the same order they went on pit road. But we'll head up front to the new leader of the race, which is going to be Jacob Ellingson in the number 27 car. Yeah. I tell you what, Jamie, that is a damn good-looking car.
It is. Sure is. And I tell you, I keep meaning to bring it up, and every time I go to do it, something happens, and I don't get a chance to do it. But I was noticing on Jesse Necula's car that he's running a Goat Locker decal on that car as well. So we definitely appreciate that, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of the people that tune in and week out, quite honestly, almost day in and day out, we do truly appreciate all the support that we get. It allows us to do a lot of the cool things that we do. You know, none of this is free. You know, all the software and everything it takes to make this thing go, and then of course, us hosting our own league and being able to do some of the giveaways that we've been able to do, and the hats that we've been able to. I mean, Jamie literally send around the world. Um,
Yeah.
Speaking of sending around the world, I don't know if Scott's gotten that hat down in Australia or not, but he damn sure needs to take a picture.
I asked him the other day if he'd received it yet, and he had not.
Okay.
So they told me when I put it in the mail, 10 days, but nah, I don't know. Who knows how accurate that is? That might be 10 days just to get it on the boat that's going to go to take it over there. So
That's a solid point. As now Jacob Ellingson is going to have control over this restart. Pace car is off, and we'll see what Jake's got here. As green flag is out, he gets a pretty good start there. As Kai Shepard is hanging to his inside here a little bit. We'll see as Kai Shepard really powers that car up off the bottom. Jake Ellingson's going to get a heck of a run coming down the backstretch here. But Kai Shepard's going to be able to hold on to the lead of this race. As now we see the Jet, well, start to make a charge. And now Mickey Isaac has crashed.
we're under caution.
So let's go back and take a look at the 01 car here. As our leaders that had pitted, he just loses it in the center of the corner. And my goodness, does that collect up a lot of cars. We'll take a race rewind here a little bit and see if we can't catch exactly what happens here. But quite honestly, Jamie, it just looks like when they get down into the corner, and you can already start to see it here a little bit, that car gets very sideways on him. And it just starts to collect up a lot of cars. The one of Ryan Pendleton is involved. Charles Stevens Jr. gets collected up into it as well. Jason Lottridge is able to make it around. The 9 gets collected up. The 71, the 19, the 75, 23, 21, 69. I think I've called about half the numbers in the field right now. A lot of cars collected up on that one, Jamie.
Yeah, the big one has struck at Bristol.
Yes, we're past halfway, so that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah. We completed 83 laps here.
Now 84 of our scheduled 150 laps here tonight. Again, a big shout out to the entire original Rebels Racing family, all the separate leagues, all the sister leagues, and everybody that runs with them. This is the 1-year birthday, and it's been celebrated all week long. As we talked about a little bit earlier, we were able to kick it off on Monday night in the Street Stock Series, and we're back at it here again tonight on Friday night. So a couple more celebrations still yet to happen. They'll have it in the Send It Saturday Night Series tomorrow, and then, of course, when we get behind the wheel late Sunday night on the Rebels Truck Series.
One years old.
1 year old. I'm sitting here looking at the clock, Jamie, because I know you asked me a question even before the race began, and I may have given you some false information.
Well, we're just past halfway. Oh, but again, as you know, for those who were with us on Monday night, you already heard me say this, but I'm gonna say it again. It really is a testament to the job that Matt has done with this league, because I was baffled when I found out that this was the first birthday of this league.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember when it was that I got into the Xfinity. When I saw that message from Matt and went and did the recruitment race with them and decided to join that Xfinity series. I mean, I know it was the season 1 of the Xfinity series, but the way everything was ran, it was not run like a league that was less than a year old.
Right.
You know, and that's just crazy to me. That this league is only a year old with how well and how smoothly Matt has everything running. It's just crazy. I would have thought it had been around for a while.
As green flag has come back out, Kai Shepard gets a great restart here. 27 car Jake Ellingson gets a great restart as well. as Josh Jed Oswald sends it 17 down into the corner, tries to clear the number 27 entry, can't quite do it. And again, they race side by side coming off the corner as Jake Ellingson is not going to easily give up that second place right now. And the Jet pushes up there a little bit, and they are side by side as now Alan Warnecki is coming up into the picture now on that number 72 entry. And now,
ooh, Jake gets a good run off the top.
he is cleared, and in second place, as Kai Shepard continues to lead this race. Now our top three cars are clear, and now the battle is on for fourth place as Jesse Necula gets to the outside of the Jet, clears him, and now moves himself into fourth position.
I tell you, I'm really impressed with the job that Jake has been doing lately.
He's going to go up there and try to take the lead of this race.
Yeah, he's going to take this away from Kai Shepard. He got a huge. Oh,
gets
did he
into
get
the
the
wall.
Ah, that's okay.
He kept it clean, though.
Yeah, still going
Look at
straight.
the run he is getting.
Yes, he is eating Kai Shepard up. He dives that 27 car to the inside, but Kai gets that run off the outside.
That is a tough way to make a pass here, but sometimes you got to kind of stick. Oh my goodness! Now the 8 car is going to get around him to the outside, but a great move here and a lot of great battles up front. Oh, come on, Jake, get up there. There we go. As the 72 again tries to make a move, now the 8 gets underneath the 72. It really looks like Kai Shepard is really holding up the field right now. Now the 72 gets around him to the outside. 8 moves up to the outside. Jesse Necula is going to be down on the inside now, but Jake Ellingson in number 27 is now going to be able to power by the 43. And our top 3 drivers now are Alan Warnecki, who has now taken over control of this race for the first time, Andrew Kurtzen at number 8, and Jake Ellingson in that number 27
car. Wow, I mean, this is fun to watch. Ooh, Jesse Necula a little loose there as he tried to go to the inside of Jake Ellingson. But, man, you really see these guys get these runs.
And again, we're seeing Ryan Pendleton moving his way up through the field. He has moved his way back into 5th position, so exactly where he has started. Charles Stevens Jr. is also working his way back up to the field now as he has moved up into 6th position. Kai Shepard has fallen back to 6th at this point in time. The Jet is up 17 positions from where he started, but he is under fire from a whole group of cars right now. Todd Schott has moved his way up into the top 10, and the Jet is just eaten alive right now.
Yeah. Jesse Necula continues to try to make the pass on Jake Ellington. Oh, and Jake and the 1 car get together.
Oh,
Jake and Ryan Pendleton get together going into turn 1.
And the caution is out.
Yeah, not sure how much damage either one of them got. I know they were both sideways.
As we take a look at the 27 entry right now, he's looking pretty clean. So let's go take a look at the number 1 car of Ryan Pendleton, who is really, quite honestly, both those cars look clean, Jamie. Oh, and I say that as we head into the corner here, and Ryan Pendleton has some right rear damage on his car.
And we've seen him had issues earlier on. Not sure if he's got a faster pair left or not, but I don't know. That spoiler don't look too bad. He might be okay with that. I mean, it's Bristol. So, you know, car being perfect is not nearly as important here as it is other places. So.
Yep.
But I can't tell. Is that rear deck hanging off the car? Oh, it looks like it's okay.
I think the rear deck's hanging on, though, the 1 car there. He's just got definitely has some right rear damage, but you're right, Jamie. I mean, the spoiler looks fine. Really don't think that's going to, I don't think that's going to hurt that car at all. His Charles Stevens Jr. cars, well, that's a whole different story. He's still got a significant amount of damage to the left front of that car, but he has been wheeling the heck out of that thing. We'll go back through the field here a little bit and take a look at some of the drivers. We got
Jake Ellington.
Go
Bringing
ahead.
that car down pit road right now, along with Kai Shepard.
So we got a couple cars on pit road right now, so some little differing strategies right now, but we can take a look at Chuck Pegleg Felt's car, and haven't had a chance to call his number really that much here this evening. Sitting back in 11th place, definitely has got his car has definitely seen some better days. Some nose damage and right front damage, and looks like the whole left side's a little scraped up, but had himself an okay night here. As we go back and look at the Spencer Gay entry here of the number 69, he's up 12 spots from where he had started. Mickey Isaac, one of our front runners there for quite some time, he's just been wrapped up in a couple things, trying to come back up through the field, but is back in 13th position right now. Butch Taylor in that 33 entry, in that Steel Ace Hardware entry, back in 14th position. Haven't called the Hitman's number all night long, but he's up 6 spots from where he started. Now he's up to the 15th position. It looks like those drivers that came down pit road, they are going to fall back in line right around the 16th, 17th, 18th position.
And we've got 46 laps to go. Well, we'll have 45 laps to go once we get the green flag. It's gonna be tough to get back up there, but maybe if they get some, long green flag runs, that'll help them out. Because they've all been fast, those guys that just came down pit road. But a lot of cars are gonna have to work their way through.
Well, as the laps are winding down here a little bit, as we are back under green one more time here this evening. And that 72 car of Alan Warnecki gets out to the lead. And the battle is on for second place now as the number 8 car of Andrew Kurtz is able to move underneath the 1 car of Ryan Pendleton. And here comes Jesse Necula. Had to hold my breath there for a second. Didn't know if he was going to get. Oh, and the 1 car gets a little loose coming off the corner. Trying not to get into the 8 car. Gathers it back up. And now Jesse Necula.
Oh, Jesse gets in the back corner of him. But they keep going straight. Ryan somehow saved that car. He was all but wrecked.
As those 2 cars get together there, but yeah, they keep it going straight. And we stay under green now as Charles Stevens Jr. has moved himself up into 5th position. And Jesse Necula is trying to make a move to get back up there towards the front. I think Jesse's got a car that can contend for the win here tonight if he can get it up there.
Well, he better get going because Alan Warnecki is setting a pretty good pace right now. And Jesse's finding himself, and the caution's out, so disregard everything I was getting ready to say.
Michael Morrison has crashed. We'll go back and take a look at that. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened there, as it's not really showing us. But and looks like the 43 car of Kai Shepard gets involved, the 21, the 19. So a couple different cars there come together and brings us back under caution.
Well, so a few minutes ago when I was singing the praises of Matt Geis and the job he's done here with the Original Rebels Racing League, I wasn't aware that he was in the stream. So, I really said those things hoping he'd never hear it. But
I mean,
now he knows. Now he knows how I feel about him, and now I feel weird.
I'm not really sure where to go with this. You two will work it out. That I'm sure of. I mean, from the conversation I was having with Matt earlier this evening, Matt's got a big heart, and he is a sucker. He's a sucker for a hard case. So, I mean, if you can't drive, and hold on, I'm not finished. And you suck, and you actually get removed from the league a couple times. I'm just messing around. Everybody, calm down. No, but Matt definitely has put together a great group of guys here, a great group of drivers, a great group of people that surround him as well. You've got guys like Josh the Jet Oswald, like Logan, and we tend not to mention his name too much, and I don't know why, but Joaquin Meza, that does a lot of work for the entire league.
Yeah.
So there is a ton of guys that put a lot of work into this, and that's what I think makes it so much fun and makes it look like a well-oiled machine. It's not only what Matt does, but the people he's surrounded himself with.
Yeah, he's definitely picked good people uh, to help do this. And we with us starting Goat Locker, and Goat Locker's brand new.
Hmm.
You know, we're wrapping up our first season in the truck series, and I mean, I'm not gonna say it hasn't been successful, but it's not been what I hoped it would be.
Sure.
Um, you know, we've got a ton of guys on a roster, but we're not getting the participation. Um, I don't know what we need to do different to make that happen. But we have copied a lot of what Matt does
We have.
here at Original Rebels over at Goat Locker, and we're gonna copy them some more. They've started the late night Rebels podcast
Right.
that they do after Sunday nights, which unfortunately is just too late for me because
Yeah.
I do have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So can't participate in that, but we're going to start not really necessarily a podcast, but we're going to extend our broadcast for the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series on Thursday nights, and we're going to do a week recap of all the series that we're involved with, and kind of do it up like they've done this podcast. I listened to it. Actually, I was kind of having a lot going on at work the other day, and I listened to quite a bit of it there. And they do a really great job. It's a loose format.
Yep.
I'll give it that. And but they have a lot of fun with it, and it was entertaining to listen to. So uh, anybody that wants to tune in following the Goat Locker Truck Series race on Thursday night, we will have our first time doing that. And about the best thing I can tell you about it is don't bring your feelings. So that way
No.
they don't get hurt.
Yeah, I'm notorious for hurting people's feelings. So, but for some reason, my wife still loves me, and my mom thinks I'm cool. So, I must be doing something right around here. Because we're back under green here yet again, and you keep hanging out with me for like 25 years now, something like that.
Longer. Well, let's see. What you came to SIG in '96.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's
96 now. That's what? Yeah, 25 years.
that's a long time. As we're back under green here again. Moving on from that, I don't know exactly what happened to Jason Lottridge there as he was moving up into the field. And he's now brought it down on the pit road as we are back under caution one more time. As Charlie Gates looks like he has crashed, and we'll take a look at what happened here with the 55 car. And it's not quite coming up yet, as he may or may not have blinked out or something. Yep, we catch it as he's already sliding down and hitting the inside wall. So we'll send it back live here again as we are back under caution.
We seem to have an issue. I guess they were trying to wait for the pace car to catch up. So Alan Warnecki's got the field down to a slow crawl. And we've got a shout out from Black Spitzer 1. Okay, I really need to know who this is. He's giving a shout out to, whoa.
Uh-oh.
We got a new follower.
Hey!
I'm hoping it's Black Spitzer 1 because, I mean, that's a pretty cool name. But Black Spitzer 1 is giving a shout out to the 72 and the 27. 72 of Alan Warnecki and the 27 of Jacob Ellingson. Giving a shout out saying, run you salty dogs.
Ah, so from Salty Dog Motorsports. I got it.
Ah, okay.
And speaking of Salty Dog Motorsports, I don't see that Dave Jones even took the grid here this evening. I wonder if he's running race control there with our good friend Garrett Kinder.
I'm not sure. Oh, we got a follow, and now we've got a subscription from Matt Geis himself. We really appreciate that, Matt. Well, Black Spitzer is Dave Jones. Dave, why are you not running?
How many names do you have, Dave? Jeez. I can't keep up with half of this stuff. Oh, there's the music.
Again. Wow. Sounds like you guys are trying to start a hype chain.
Uh-oh.
I don't really know what that is, but I hear people talk about it.
What is what?
That's a hype chain.
Oh.
I guess it's when a lot of things, people just start going crazy with follows and subscribers.
I've heard of 2 Chains. Isn't that a rapper?
Oh, well, Matt Geis has gifted a subscription to Dave Jones. So not only do we appreciate your sub there, Matt, but we really appreciate you throwing that out to Dave. Black Spitzer 1. I gotta be honest, Dave. When I first saw the name, I thought it said Back Spitzer, and I really didn't know where you were going with it, man.
That's not good. I don't know that Black Spitzer's any better. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know either. This is gonna hang a hard left quick unless we get back to the race. Weird things are happening in the Al Gore interwebs right now.
Yeah, Davy's our dude too there, Matt. He sends us White Castle.
Well, he did one time. I mean,
wow. I mean, come on. Ain't nobody else sent us nothing, so.
That's a solid point. Except for a bunch of grief. And I appreciate that as well. All right, as we're lined up 2 by 2, the lights are out on the pace car. We are getting ready to go back green one more time here again, as Alan Wernicke in that number 72 car is going to take control. Great start there. Charles Stevens Jr., again, another great restart on the outside, as the 8 car is going to have to fight here for second place, sends it down into the corner, is able to clear, and Rylan Pendleton gets a great charge as well.
He does too, and look who's coming behind him.
Oh,
Chuck Phelps has got that car up to 6th place.
You can't hold a good man down.
No.
Good to see him run in the top 5.
I hope he hasn't eaten too many crayons and got his fingers all sticky on that wheel.
You know,
back out.
You know, Jamie, I don't think crayons get your fingers too sticky. I mean, I've never eaten one. I've colored with them plenty of times.
Well, I bet they're kind of like M&Ms, you know? I mean, they're wax, your hands are hot. If you're not holding them too long, they probably, probably start melting and make a mess.
You know, most Marines, when they're eating, they drool as well, so.
That's true. And
yeah.
And you just got a wet, slobbery, waxy mess.
Yeah.
So, got an explanation on the Black Spitzer name. Apparently, Dave Jones' first dragster was a Black Spitzer chassis.
That really didn't help me out a whole lot there. I don't know what a Black Spitzer chassis is, but apparently it's important. So we'll go back here and take a look. It looks like Josh the Jet Oswald has crashed. Not really picking up where that actually happened here.
Here comes that scrub. Brandon Wallace is the lucky dog. Wonder how many cautions it's taken him to get that.
Well, it really did. It's not really that. It's how many cautions has he caused.
This is probably just the first one, and he finally was able to get that lucky dog because he wasn't involved in it. Oh man, people are probably gonna think we're being serious, and we really don't like Brandon.
Probably, but you know, hey, Brandon, take the push-up pop out of your mouth and learn to drive a car. Come on, man.
So Dave Jones he's gonna send you a picture of this Black Spitzer chassis.
I'd love it.
I hope it's really gonna be a car that he sends you a picture of.
Well, you know, I've received much stranger text in my time.
Dave, weren't you a CB?
Yeah, he was.
You know how those guys are.
I do. Now, well, I do, but sometimes it really depends on what kind of CB was he. Was he a construction mechanic? Was he a builder? Was he what was he?
He says he's a builder. I'm changing his name to Bob.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Was he an equipment operator? I tell you what, and he will probably answer this question in the stream itself, since we're a bunch of Navy guys and we always talk about, built by veterans for veterans. Let's see if Dave Jones knows who Natasha is. Because I know who Natasha is. And every CB worth their salt knows who Natasha is. As we are lined up 2 by 2 one more time here. The lights are out on the pace car. We're going to have about 20 laps left here to go in the Birthday Bash 100. Brought to you by the Flexible Freight Solutions and the Magic Manzo's ARCA series. Been a pretty good race. We've seen some good racing throughout the evening. Definitely our fair share of cautions here.
Yeah, definitely. There's been some really good competitive racing.
Alan Wernicke gets a great start one more time. And now we're going to see that number 1 car of Ryan Pendleton to see if he's going to be able to. Wow, he gets a. Man, what a start run through that corner.
3-car battle for this lead right here.
Oh,
no!
As the 8 car gets very loose, collects up the 1 car of Ryan Pendleton, and we are back under caution again. What a bummer.
Oh, Matt Geis has said Natasha was a stripper he knew in Fort Bliss.
Well, I mean, that's probably true. I mean, that's probably true. I'm still waiting on Dave Jones.
He's ignoring us.
Really? What a guy.
I mean, I'm just assuming he's ignoring us because he's not answering, so I'm just going to say. I mean, he may be busy doing whatever he's done. I don't know if he's doing. So he says he was an EO. I'm not real big on the CB rates. I'm guessing the EO is an equipment operator.
You are correct, sir. So he damn sure should know who Natasha is.
And he said, of course he knows.
Okay. All right. I'll believe him.
I mean, I'd like an answer because I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Oh, come on, Jamie. John Wayne, The Fighting CBs. You've never seen that movie?
You know what? I don't recall seeing it. I may have seen it.
So if you look at the equipment operators, and if Dave Jones was an EO, then I mean it was a part of his rating badge. In the middle is a bulldozer, and in the Fighting CBs, that movie by John Wayne, the name of his bulldozer was Natasha.
Okay.
And so that's where it comes from. Is in that rating bag that rating badge, that bulldozer's nickname is Natasha.
Gotcha.
Some CB history for you there.
Well, Airedale, and we don't really pay attention to the CBs much.
I was in Airedale too.
Yeah, then you quit. You used to be somebody, then you quit. So.
I suppose you're right there. I suppose I did. I suppose I said, you know what? I'm not going to be an AT anymore. Make me an NC. And the Navy did. Used to be somebody. I'm not going to tell you again, Jamie. My mom still thinks I'm cool. That's all that matters.
He said, oh, yeah, I get that. And he said Natasha was his first question in his CB combat warfare board.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I know you've sat on boards and been through boards, but...
Lots of them.
Except you ain't never been in no warfare board.
No, I did not. There's another... Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I did...
But you and Dave Jones probably got about the same amount of C days on your C counter.
Probably also correct. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. I did stand the command senior chief board, so that's got to count for something.
Hey Kyle, what's going on?
As lights are off on the pace car, and we are really winding down the laps at this point in time. Alan Wernicke's going to have control over this race. Chuck Pegleg Phelps has now moved himself up into third position or fourth position now, so he's going to have that coveted outside starting spot. And Alan Wernicke again with a great start here. Jesse Nekula is going to clear himself into second place, move up into the high line, and now we're going to see if Pegleg is going to be able to hold off Charles Stevens Jr. in that 88 entry right now, as those two are racing side by side for third place. Oh my goodness, as Charles Stevens Jr. pulls the slide job off. Able to clear Pegleg at this point in time. And now we're seeing Mickey Isaac trying to move himself back up through the field.
10 laps to go.
So we'll take a look back here on the race. Oh my goodness, as here comes the Jet to the outside of the 75 car. And again, Mickey Isaac still trying to pick his way up through, and now we're seeing Jake Ellingson also up into this battle in 7th place right now. Oh, as Chuck just cannot get himself to this outside line right now, and he is getting passed left and right, as now Jacob Ellingson in the number 27 car is able to move to his outside. Mickey Isaac in the 01 has moved to the outside of the Jet, and now the 27 car, oh, he tries, the Jet tries to cut him off, just slows him up enough, and now Jake Ellingson falls back under fire from the 75 car. Oh, the two get together, Jake Ellingson into the outside wall.
Keep going straight, though. And right now, Jesse Nekula is all over the bumper of the 72 of Alan Wernicke.
As we look back up front here, is the battle for the lead is tightening up.
And here comes Mickey Isaac making his way back up through the field, trying to take over that third spot.
It does, as Charles Stevens Jr. is pinned to the outside wall right now. Does the smart thing, keeps it into the outside wall. Chuck gets loose, and now the 27 car is under fire from the 69 of Spencer Gay. We're seeing him finally move up to the field, and caution is out.
So, gonna be a green-white checker for the finish here, folks.
Oh, and it looks like Charles gets a little bit of help there. Pegleg gets a little bit of help from the 27 car of Jake Ellingson there. As we'll take a look at it one more time here, but we're going to see them go into the corner here. Jake Ellingson down low. Charles about midway up the corner here. Jake Ellingson pushes up the track, gets into the side of the 75, sends him around. Tough break there for Pegleg, but we know that Fighting Marine will come back. This will be a green-white checkered finish here this evening. When these guys go green, Jamie, and we get some good side-by-side racing, it has been fun.
Absolutely. I mean, how many different people have we had up at the front tonight? You know, and when they make their way up there, they've all been fast.
Bristol always does provide for some great racing, and really, and we've had a couple decent green flag runs here. I wouldn't say really good ones, but no one's really been able to check out from anybody else. It's been a lot of tight racing, whether it's been 2 to 4 to 5 different cars. No one's really been able to pull away from one another. Now, Alan Wernicke here in that number 72 car is definitely going to have a huge advantage here, being able to control this restart. With a green-white checkered, I mean, with only basically 2 green flag laps, it is going to be tough to get around him, as we expect he's going to get a great restart.
Yeah, but he will be on that inside. So if Jesse can at least hang with him on the restart and keep that outside position, Jesse's probably going to get a run off of turn 2 and take over the lead. But we'll see. I mean, he's got to be paying attention. He's got to be quick on the throttle when Alan goes to make it work.
Yeah, as we've seen here tonight, though, I think they have the choose rule, as the leader of the race is almost exclusively started on that outside line.
Goes to show how much I've been paying attention.
It's only been an hour and a half, Jamie. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, Matt, Jesse almost pulled off the win the other night at Atlanta.
He did.
So here he is having a good, strong run again tonight at Bristol.
Jesse's been fast in a lot of different cars, and just don't think he's been able to put a complete race together. Whether he gets involved in somebody else's mess or just doesn't quite execute the complete race. But we know that 84 car is fast.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the guys that when I look at a starting lineup, I definitely look to see where he's at. So.
As the pace car is off, we have our first shot at the green-white checker here. And the 72 car gets a pretty good jump there. And the Jet as well gets a great restart. But the 84 car is able to clear the 17 and finds himself sitting there in second place. Mickey Isaac tries to get underneath the 17. Can't quite pull that off. Falls back into fourth place.
Ooh, Jesse's trying to get a run.
Oh, he gets a little loose there, but he is fighting down on the inside right now. Final lap here as the white flag has already come out. Jesse Nekula has got one more shot at it here. Not going to be able to pull it off as Alan Wernicke is going to win tonight's Birthday Bash 100 from Bristol Motor Speedway. Wow, what an exciting finish there. And I mean, you look, where did the Jet come from to finish on the podium?
I don't know. Hadn't enough people put him in the wall tonight?
Well, I'm going to say obviously not.
I guess not.
As we take a look back, he is going to be our biggest mover of the race as well. Up 22 spots from where he started to bring that car home in third position. Andrew Kurtz is going to bring it home in fourth position here tonight. Mickey Isaac is going to round out our top five. So a lot of great starts here this evening. And as we look down through the field, and Butch Taylor is going to finish 10th position here in the 33 car. But as we continue to watch, as tends to happen in most of these races, the crash-up derby is on. Even though Alan Wernicke is trying to do some donuts, he's doing them in the middle of 1 and 2 right now. And here comes Charles Stevens Jr., Spencer Gay going in reverse. Everybody's getting their licks in right now. All right, so let's see if we can head off here and find Alan and talk to our race winner as car parts continue to litter Bristol Motor Speedway.
Look at all those marbles down there in that.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy.
I do this most of the time, and then I've got Jesse Nekula, I've got Josh Oswald hanging out in the waiting room because, there's, a couple pros there. Been in the waiting room many a times. I am looking for Alan Wernicke as I speak. Alan. Aha, I found you down at Salty Dog Motorsports. Alan, Pat, and Jamie up at the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, I got you guys.
All right, I know. I body snatched you from your team chat there with Jake Ellingson, but what a race for you here tonight. Kind of up and down there a little bit in the beginning, but about halfway through this race, we saw you take control of it through a little bit of pit strategy and all that stuff and never look back. So take me through your race here this evening and how you brought that number 72 car home with the win.
Yeah, early in the race, I just kind of surviving and give and take. Just trying to get the full scale shake out after the pit stops. Ended up pitting with everybody. And the biggest thing is whoever ends up on the high line.
Not sure if you went for a run after the race there, Alan, but it sounds like you're running down the road with your microphone. Didn't quite catch what you said there, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. No running here. No, the first half of the race was just kind of give and take and see how it shakes out after that first pit stop.
Okay, we have awkward silence at this point in time. Go ahead, Jamie.
Oh, we're all discombobulated. Hey, Alan, man, congratulations on the win. You really did a great job keeping that car up front tonight. Uh, we know usually see at Bristol the high line is for the cup cars and stuff up against that wall is where you want to be. Were you able to do anything with the lower lines tonight?
No, that lower line, anything less than 2 car lengths down, there's no grip. I actually ended up down there as a caution flew, and just slowing down, I got loose and almost wrecked it on my own. So I wanted to stay far away from that bottom line if possible.
Gotcha, man. Right on. Well, again, great job winning this race. Anybody you need to thank? Sponsors, shout outs?
No personal sponsors yet. Still looking for those. So hit me up if you got any sponsors. Otherwise, our league sponsor, Flexible Freight Solutions, they're huge for us for letting us do this. Magic Mike Motorsports, the admins in the league, and my teammate Jake with Salty Dog Motorsports. He was up front running with me and communicating sometimes and kind of giving the heads up.
Well, awesome win here tonight, man. Congrats to you and bringing that car home and into victory lane. So get out there and celebrate with your teammates and all that. And hopefully we'll talk to you again here soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. You guys do a great job broadcasting also.
Well,
Thanks, man.
All right, brother. I still say he was running down the road. I mean, yeah. I've been so excited sometimes that I've taken off running. So I get it. I definitely get it. So let's bring up Jesse Necula and talk to our second place finisher here tonight. Hey, Jesse. Pat and Jamie up on the booth. You got a copy?
You guys are awake still.
I'm not sure what that means. Yes, we're still
was a-
awake. Was that an old joke? Did you just call me old?
No, that's just a long race with a lot of cautions.
Yeah, it definitely. That was a long race, a lot of cautions for sure. But man, you had a very, very strong car all night long. Saw you battle up through the field on a couple different occasions there, and really one of the few cars we saw that could do something on the low line. So really, kind of take me through your race a little bit and how you brought that number 84 home in second place.
Well, just pretty much trying to save my tires. So if we did have green flag runs, I I felt like I was a little quicker. We didn't have too many, but when I did, I felt like when I was in front of Alan, I started pulling away a little bit. Not much. They were still pretty close, but I don't know. It would have been way better if we got some green flag runs though.
Jesse, but man, yeah, I agree with you. I know it's definitely hard when you're out there on the track and it's caution after caution after caution. It's definitely hard up here in the booth. I mean, we talked about everything probably butt racing tonight, but when you
That's
got
true.
when you guys got green flag laps in, this was a competitive race. I mean, there was a lot of guys that made their way up to the front.
Yeah.
Everybody that got up front was fast. There wasn't anybody that got up there and then they were like, oh, could fall into the back. So, how was that managing? The kind of the seesaw that we saw, guys going forward, falling back, forward, back. How were you able to manage that?
It honestly all depend on where you started on the restart. So especially with the leaders taking the outside lane, it's harder to see on that side. Especially me, I'm on a single monitor, so I got to kind of lay back when I was starting second. So if you started on the inside, you're most likely gonna lose at least one, maybe two spots, because of course that high line at Bristol is the dominant lane. And then once we were up to pace, it's pretty tough to make passes. It could happen on the inside, but it's pretty tough. Usually I got lucky because someone made a bobble or something, and I had a run on the outside.
Yeah, we definitely. Yeah, you. It was awesome watching you do your thing out there tonight, letting it do what it do.
Yep.
Oh, good lord.
Bridesmaid again.
Hey man, you know what? Sometimes you got to get some of these second place finishes before you bust off that first win. So the thing is you're putting solid runs together. We've seen you be fast a lot in the past, and now this is just a culmination of all that coming together. That win's coming, man. So hopefully you'll do it on a Friday night so we can be the ones to interview you.
Yes, sir, for sure.
So anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Yeah, the series primary sponsor, Flexible Freight Solution with Davy Jones. Got Magic Mike Motorsports, Hitman, Phil Hitman, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Happy Edits, Smill Racing Designs, Peg Leg, P&J Motorsports, all the admins putting this on, and then of course both you, Jamie, and Patrick, doing the broadcasting, and we really appreciate you guys do a hell of a job, so appreciate it, man.
Well, man, congrats on that second place finish, and I have to agree with Jamie. You, can't wait to see you pull that car into victory lane, and hopefully it's on one of the nights that we're calling it. So, congratulations again, Jesse, and I guarantee we'll be talking to you again soon.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good one.
I still don't get it, Jamie.
What?
Why does everybody say we do such a great job? Why do people want to listen to us?
I don't even want to listen to us.
I know. That's the weirdest thing, man. It's the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. All right, let's not that we don't talk to him enough, but let's grab the jet and have a chat with him. Hey, Josh, it's Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys. How you doing?
Are you as about tired of talking to us as we are of you?
Yeah. You know?
He's like, no, I. That means I actually finished well in a race. So, but man, we watched you all night long, kind of up and down throughout the race there a little bit. Saw you get into a pretty significant accident about halfway through the race there, but we're still able to battle your way back up and through the field to bring it home in third place. So, kind of take us through your evening, Josh, and how you brought that number 17 home with the podium finish.
To be honest, I was really going for survival. I didn't qualify on purpose. I didn't want to be anywhere near the front to the middle, anywhere. I just wanted to be able to have the most reaction time possible to the wrecks. So I knew they were going to happen. But yeah, we got in that one wreck, and then I actually didn't use the fast repair on that one. I sat there and took it was only 30 seconds of required repair to get rid of the meat ball, because I really didn't want to have to use that fast repair until it was absolutely necessary. And I actually we only had 4 total sets of tires. I still had one left at the end of the race. I was possibly going to take a gamble with 25, 30 to go and get fresher tires than everybody else. But the way the race was playing out, I would have been way too far back in the field for it to really matter. I would have burned them up trying to come through.
Hey, Josh, Jamie, congratulations on a top 3 finish, man. You ran well all night. We saw you have to make your way through. I mean, you started 25th and finished 3rd, so phenomenal job on your part. I don't know if you're aware of this. You're probably not aware of it because you were racing at the time, but Matt Geis has put out a royal decree that anybody that puts you in the wall earns bonus points.
Nice.
So how do you feel about that going forward?
I'm not surprised coming from Matt. I mean, guy wrecks out of every race, so he's got to get some company.
Ooh. I like it.
Oh, man. All right, Josh, man. Again, congratulations. Great run tonight. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
It's Magic Mike and Phil for putting on the ARCA series. You know, I really didn't enjoy them at first, but they've really grown on me. I like racing them. Big Frig Coolers, friends and family at home, and Matt Geis for that motivation to kick some more ass, you know.
Shots thrown. All right. Well, congratulations again, Jet. Always a good interview. Always have fun talking with you, man. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
I hope so.
All right, man. Congratulations again.
Thank you again, guys. Take it easy.
Yep.
All right,
Well, it was a race at Bristol Motor Speedway. I think that's the best way to really explain tonight's race. It was Bristol Motor Speedway in a lot of different ways. That outside line being very, very dominant. Saw some guys be able to make some really good moves to the outside. But, some of that side-by-side racing definitely saw a fair share of cautions here this evening and our fair share of accidents. And, especially the ones up towards the front, it collected up a lot of guys there. But a lot of the guys that got involved in some of those early accidents, Jamie, we watched them battle back and be able to finish in the top 10.
Yeah. probably the unfortunately one of the few that had an issue was the Todd Shot in the 426. He really, I mean, he made his way back to the top 10 after he came in and pitted there, but he never really did anything after that, and then he found himself 13 laps down. So great job by a lot of guys out there tonight that raced really well. Uh, took care of their equipment as best as they could. I don't know that anybody really took care of anything because, I know Ryan Pendleton, he was up at the top three for a good part of the night. And, I think he got hit by just about everything on the track. So it's kind of just the way the race went. And, saw a lot of comers and goers and then comers again. So, I mean, it was still an enjoyable competitive race to
Yeah.
watch. So
Yeah.
once again, these guys in the ARCA series put on a good show.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, even through some of these caution field races that we've had to do, we always have a lot of fun with it. Again, I will say it 1,000 times over. What a great group of drivers! What a great group of people that put all these series on. I mean, we give Matt a lot of flack and all that stuff. We give Logan a lot of flack. Well, Logan actually deserves it. That guy's a turd. Um, but a lot of the different people that help put a lot of this together, from Joaquin Meza to Josh the Jet and everybody that helps put this thing on. It makes it fun to come out here and do these broadcasts, even when the races aren't the greatest. But big congratulations on Alan Wernicke in the number 72. Awesome win here tonight. Jesse Necula coming home in second place. Josh the Jet Oswald, no surprise, in the number 17 car, bringing it home in third. And a lot of great movers up and through the race there. Mickey Isaac had a very up and down night. Not surprised to see him, bring it home in the top five there. Charles Stevens Jr., another car that really up and down all night long. We would see him in the wall battling up there, but to bring it home in seventh place, great finish for him. Jacob Ellingson, we got to call the man's name. He's a Goat Locker affiliated driver, but a good run for him tonight. I know he was probably want to do a little bit better than that, but eighth place, a very solid finish here tonight. Phil the Hitman Manzo, having himself a heck of a night, finishing in 11th place. Saw Kai Shepard there, at one point in time up there up front, on a little different tire strategy, but brings that car home in 12th place. Brandon the Scrub Wallace in the number 99, coming home in 14th position. Chuck Phelps, man, Jamie, he was having such a great race and finishes, looks like 3 laps down in 16th position. So tough
man.
break.
Towards the end there, I didn't want to just blatantly come out and say it, but I was really pulling for Chuck. I was really hoping we were going to see him pull off a top three. It was getting pretty late in the race when he was up there fighting for that. Unfortunately, he just got caught up in some more stuff apparently, but I really wanted to get him up here in an interview that he was ready for.
Yeah, we did surprise him that one time. But yeah, I can't wait to actually interview him when he gets that podium finish for sure. And then Todd Schott, our pole sitter for this evening, finishes back in 19th position, down 13 laps, and just some pit strategy that didn't work out. Put himself back in the field and really got tangled up with a lot of different things. And Ryan Pendleton, again, another one of those cars that was having a great evening in that number one machine. Finds herself finishing 18 laps down in 20th position. So a lot of comers and goers for sure. But again, always a fun night. Always have a good time here at the races with these guys. And as we wrap up the birthday bash here, we've got a lot of great racing left to come here this week. Tomorrow night you've got the Send It series for the Cup cars, and then on Sunday you've got the Outlaws, and then followed by the Rebel Truck Series. But be sure to tune in to us. We will be back Sunday night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Rebel Truck Series, and we are at Bristol Motor Speedway, right, Jamie?
Yes, we are.
Great. So for the first time, I won't have to look at your taillights. I will have to look at your tailgate as you pull away from me at Bristol Motor Speedway.
I don't know. I honestly, I haven't turned too many laps in a truck at Bristol, so I'm gonna have to get on here and see if it does the same as the Cup cars do. So don't get too carried away just yet.
Fair enough. But for all the sponsors that put this together, from the original Rebels Racing League, absolutely happy birthday to everybody that's been a part of the league. Flexible Freight Solutions for coming on board and sponsoring this series and making everything happen that happens. And as we always talk about our sponsors, from Jam Printing and Promotions to Gill Insurance Advisors to Tracks for Vets, and soon, hopefully soon, we'll be announcing a new partnership with another veteran nonprofit coming up here shortly. But Travis Lee Creative that does all of our designs and everything in G2G. But from all of
Well,
us,
before we sign off, we'll go ahead and talk about that other organization real
oh,
quick, because
okay.
they are in a battle right now. The organization is Veterans 48, and what they're about is they are really a new nonprofit that is trying to get their feet under them, and what they are about is building or modifying motorcycles uh, for wounded, disabled veterans to be able to get back out and ride. I really don't know all the ins and outs of what they're doing to modify these bikes to make them so these guys can ride them. I don't know, but right now, if you go to our Facebook page, the Goat Locker Racing Facebook page, I have probably shared it multiple times now. There's a link you can go to. They are in a contest to build a bike with Paul Sr. from Orange County Choppers. As of today, I believe they were back in the lead,
They
but
are.
there's still 10 days left in this, I believe. So every vote counts. So if you could go to our Facebook page, find that link, throw them a vote. It's free, don't cost you anything. Help these guys out, and that would go a long way uh, to help this nonprofit get going and really change lives, and for disabled or wounded veteran. All right, so if you guys can do that, we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of cool veteran organizations out there doing a lot for our brothers and sisters. So this is just another one of them. So please go check them out. Check out Veterans 48. Go to their Facebook page. Go to their webpage, and then absolutely every single day, go log in, give them a vote, so they can continue to do the awesome work that they do. But from all of us here at the Goat Locker Racing Broadcasting, we appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you on Sunday night.